There we go. All right, so what are we talking about tonight, right? It's appointment setting, and it's one of the most fundamental skills in this business. Because if you can effectively and like clearly, calmly, coolly set an appointment, then you're setting the conditions for a successful business. Because if you can't set an appointment, the odds of you ever closing business become very, very challenging, right? You can't well, Ian always used to say, look, you can't give a haircut over the phone. And so sort of kind of taking that mentality, like you can't show a client something and run an appointment like via text message, right? I mean, you gotta set an appointment, you gotta have a time, date, and a place to show them something, ideally in person or on Zoom, right? It's either way you look at it, it's still a kitchen table appointment where we're sitting down to go over something, show somebody something, and ultimately with the goal of helping them improve their situation and move forward with a new product or service, right? So that's really going to be like the main thing to kind of focus on tonight. We're going to go over a couple of different things along the way and sort of show you some why this matters so much, right? And so I put it out earlier that it was the road to 50,000. And I'm going to show you how that's actually like very doable, right? Very doable. And so let me get this going for the screen share, and then we're going to go over some quick announcements just to make sure everybody's tracking all, some of the things that are out there right now in terms of like this month. So we're gonna go over some appointment setting, right? Here's the announcements. Well, I don't know, my favorite cat, right? I gotta give him some love. This is my dude. This is my guy. Yeah, he's my spirit animal. So, guys, Bombshell, as far as like right now, as far as the company's concerned, so $74 IBA. For some of you that came in, it was probably 124. Some of you might have come in on a different discount. It might have been cheaper. I don't know. But right now, $49 for the IBA, $25 for the monthly POL service, 74 total, right? I always tweak the company one that says 49 and make it 74 because I want you guys to be thinking about the full cost that someone is have to like come out of pocket for, right? Up front. So listen, it's $50 off is really the way to think about it. So if you're thinking about just like the IBA cost itself, it's more than half price, right? It's more than a 50% discount. And they still get everything, right? They still get their life license, their background check. They still get access to the securities licensing, everything that anybody else gets. It's just discounted, right? It's just discounted. And as a hierarchy, we're chasing that 500 recruit goal, right? We're at 10 right now. Our goal for the month was 50, so we're behind. Okay? We're behind. But that's okay, right? We are where we are, and so we have to accept that, but then make the change towards making that momentum happen, right? So whether that's getting in front of more people, whether that's asking for more shares, asking for someone to make a post, a new post for you, going back to an old post and re-engaging, right? If you were if you've been tagged in some posts, you probably saw today like some at followers, some at highlights, some people going in, right? Some of the leaders and trainers going into old posts and typing like the April announcement for the discounted licensing, just little stuff to go back and re-engage old posts, right? Like I spent probably 30 minutes doing that. And in about 30 minutes, I think I went back through probably 30 different posts. And from that, I set 3 appointments, right? So 30 minutes of just grinding on social media is essentially like 30 minutes in an old school, like cold calling zone blitz, right? Of trying to set appointments. Because in that situation, we're just looking to get someone interested to get to an appointment, right? And that's what the social media scripts and everything are for. So remember, like right now, you've got leverage because you've got a discount and everybody loves a sale. All right. Some of the other things that are going on right now that are going to go away next month, right? Because they change all the time. The $75 bonus for auto and home referrals, right? If you're in a state, right? If you're in a blue state or a red state where you would normally not get paid anything for an auto or home referral, well, right now you might as well give it a shot, right? Give it a shot because if you make a referral for someone and they switch their auto and home, well, that's two. Well, you didn't get paid for those, but on the third one, right, the next one that you refer for somebody, you're going to make a $75 bonus. The $75 bonus doesn't care what state you're in, right? Now, if you're like Kyle and you're in a gray state, like Arizona, or like Nicole in Louisiana, right? Or Tracy up in Arkansas if the Wallers are on, right? There it is, right? Like you get to like double dip because you're gonna get paid for the referral no matter what. And on the third one, you're gonna get the referral money and the bonus money. Okay. So like if you needed a reason to get in front of somebody this month when it came to home and auto, there you go. Or the other way to think about home and auto is that it's it's a great icebreaker, right? Like how many of you guys have felt like you weren't sure how to start a conversation, right? You just don't know how to reach out and talk to somebody. Home and auto is a very, very easy way to do that, Nicole. Think about it like this. Nicole, if you called a friend of yours and you were just having a conversation, right? And you said, "Hey," or I called you, even better, right? And I said, "Hey, Nicole, you might have seen it on social media. I've gotten some financial licensing. I just passed my life insurance exam, but we also do a lot of other things, like home and auto is one of those. If I could you, right? Or if I would you. That's kind of the framework to remember. If I could show you something that would save you some money on your home and auto insurance, wouldn't you want to know? If I could give you a number and you could make a 20-minute phone call that maybe saves you anywhere between 500 to 1,000 bucks a year on just your car insurance, wouldn't you want to know? Guys, there you go, right? And think about it. I mean, in some situations, somebody's going to call and they may not save any money, right? Well, hey, Nicole, that's okay. At least what you have right now is pretty good. It's okay, right? I mean, you didn't know before, but now you know, right? Call those guys back before you renew because the rates change all the time. Or if you're like Matt's sister, right? And she calls and saves $380 a month on her car insurance. How happy do you think she was, right? Guys, that was almost 5 grand a year that she was saving just on her car insurance. That's crazy, right? And she would have never have known had Matt not given her the info and the number to call, right? The number is the same, guys, no matter what state you're in, no matter what state the client's in, right? And this map is really referencing where the clients are, okay? So use that, think about it. If you know clients in gray states, guys, give it a shot. What does it hurt? Give them a call, right? Give them a call and have that sort of in your back pocket to be able to just break that ice because then, right, now you've got a way to go back to them and set the next appointment. I mean, ideally, we would want to sit down and do the full kitchen table appointment. But if you're scared of that appointment, guys, just make a call. You don't have to be licensed in most of these situations to get paid. You don't have to be licensed for the bonus. You don't have to be licensed in the gray state to get paid, right? And the bonus. So that's huge. That's huge. Let's look at something else really, really fast, right? Because there's well, two other bonuses that are out there. And remember, guys, the bonuses are on top of the commission that you're going to earn for the product. Okay. PLPP, which is legal shield and identity theft. If you do 3 sales in April, because that's where we're at right now, 2 PLPPs and 1 identity theft. Like that's the easiest one because you can do like a legal shield PLPP on yourself and an identity theft on yourself. So you would have to just get one more legal shield. You're going to get paid for both of those, and then you're going to make $100 bonus, right? Easy peasy. Who do you know that needs a will? Who do you know that maybe needs power of attorney? Who do you know that has been meaning to do those things and just hasn't done them, right? April, girl, refer yourself, right? Refer yourself. Now, there are some weird things when it comes to PLPP. April, are you in South Carolina or Georgia? South Carolina? All right. So if you're in South Carolina, April, when it comes to Legal Shield, you have to have a license and you have to then have like a writer attached to your license. So what I always tell people is if you're in South Carolina, right, Haley, and you're in Haley Spires' leg especially, right? Go to Haley. She can submit that for you. And then when she gets paid for it, she'll send you the bonus. Okay. If you end up doing 3 and she gets the bonus money for it, she'll pay you the bonus. Right? Deal. Like, deal. I'm only saying that because if you're in South Carolina, you can't do it like you can't, right? So you have to use somebody that has a license. South Carolina, Virginia, and I think like New Jersey. I don't know. It's a weird one. But South Carolina and Virginia for sure, you have to have a license and then you have to have like the rider to your license for legal lines. Okay. And then Vivint, if you do a referral for Vivint and you're within your first 30 days, just go watch the video, go to POL products, right? Vivint, and go watch that new rep video. You're going to get paid the 250 comp plus that $200 bonus and whatever extra incentive is going on for Vivint. Right now, it's an extra $250 gift card. Okay. Questions on any of that, guys, before I move on to the actual, like the fun stuff tonight? All right. Good, good, good. These are all the companies for home and auto, by the way, right? The biggest ones that are out there, depending on your region, that you're going to run into that most people will end up getting their insurance through would be Progressive, Farmers, probably Travelers, and MetLife. Every once in a while, like here in Florida, you'll get a quote from Mercury because I mean, they're down here, but there's a bunch. I mean, Foremost is out there; they're good too. I'm just saying there's a lot of different companies, right? So, hey, Nicole, if you could get a quote from like 30 different companies in like 20 minutes, and nobody's going to sell your info and like call you and spam you, is that a call you would make? Heck yeah, right? Because you know why most people don't actually quote out their home and auto insurance, Nicole? Because they don't want to get spam called in reverse. Am I right? Yeah, right. So, hey, call my guys at Answer Financial, right? Use my discount code. It's just your rep ID, right? It's just your 5-digit code, whatever it is, use yours. Right? But that's it, guys. That's it. Let them do it. See what happens, right? See what happens. All right. East Coast Builder School tickets, guys. If you don't have these yet, I have 11 at like the flat $20 rate, right? If you have not gotten one yet, I highly recommend you get one because when these 11 are gone, I can't, right? There's no more of those like discounted ones. The prices are going to go up. So I think right now they're either 25 or 30 plus fees. So like if you bought two tickets right now, it'd cost you 57 or something, right? So if you get two tickets right now and you use two of these bulk tickets, it's a flat 40. It'll be free when you check out. I'll give you the discount code, right? Just text me on the side. So if you need a ticket, just text me directly and we'll work through that. All right. We'll work through that. Yeah, it's a special agent number for real. It is big time. But look, we're gonna have Hector Lamarck. If you guys don't know who Hector Lamarck is, he's a legend in Primerica. He came into the business in the late 80s, expanded super rapidly, very professional, like salesman, and wanted to be the most professional salesman out there because he felt like that was his edge. Guys, he built a business that was so big that he hasn't worked in almost 20 years because when his wife got cancer in like 2001 or two, he completely stepped away and didn't miss a day with her. That was his entire goal, right? And the business has still been paying him like 240 grand a month because he built it so big so fast. That's crazy. A month, right? So he's a legend and he's going to be there in person. He does not really do in-person events anymore, guys. So if you can make it down, you should make it. If you can't make it down, it's still going to be on Zoom. There's still going to be a recording. So even if you're worried like, oh, I can't make it in September, still get a ticket because you're going to get the Zoom, you get to watch it, and you get the recording. You can go back and rewatch it as many times as you want. All right. But if you're anywhere close or even thinking about getting down here, like this is the one that you should make it down here for, make a trip out of it. Come in person. I promise you, there is nothing like an in-person event when it comes to this because the feeling is just so different. So different. All right. Last time we had 20 some odd people there. We want to have 50, right? We want to have as many people as possible. That's the goal. That's the goal. All right. So now for the fun stuff. Now for the fun stuff, right? So this is why you should pay attention, right? We are still in the lead for ticket sales, right? But this is why you should pay attention, right? Everybody came here on some level, in some capacity, to make money. So yeah, right. You came here to make money. You came here to get licensing, maybe to help people. But at the end of the day, we all came here to make some extra money. Okay. So look, this is the road to 50,000. I'm gonna lay this out for you, right? This is what you're gonna see is based on a 50% district leader contract. Okay. Sprint to district 3x3, which means you help an average client, you should make about 500 bucks. So that's 500 per, like 1,000 AP at a 50% contract, you make 500. Okay. Guys, if you're helping and you're submitting policies for 2 clients a week, you're making $1,000. There's 52 weeks in a year, and I'll even give you 2 weeks of vacation, right? Take 2 weeks off. Take your 2 weeks vacation. Most jobs, if you start it up, right, you might get like what, 7 days of PTO and like 5 sick days. I mean, Kurt was in HR for a long time. He can probably tell us like what the actual like standard was, but that's normally about right. Okay, so take 2 weeks off and you're still making 50 grand. That seems reasonable, right? Could you get in front of 2 clients a week, right? That's 1 client a weekend day or 2 clients on a Saturday if you work a job, right? Seems reasonable. Now watch this. If you're like Angela Weber and Haley Spires, right, and you're at an 80% contract, so you're an 80%, you're a senior regional, you're going to sit down with the same clients. Now you just make more per client. The same 2 clients a week. Now instead of making 1,000, you're making about 1,600. Same 52 weeks in a year, and you're still going to take 2 weeks off, guys. That's 80 grand, right? And I don't want to hear like, oh, but it's a 75% advance and blah, blah, blah. Because, well, if you wait the entire year, you still made all the money. The earns are going to pay out inside of that same year. It's there, guys, right? It's there. And the reason I break it down like that is because sometimes we just need to see simple math. We just need to see simple math, right? And there it is. So like even if you're at a 50% contract, well, if you could make 50 grand on the side part-time with 2 clients a week, guys, there are not a whole lot of extra like other side hustles that I'm aware of that offer that kind of potential. There's not, right? There's not. And so the reason I wanted to show this is because like that's real stuff. But look, if you can't get on an appointment, then none of those numbers matter because we have to be able to get on an appointment. And so the way I want you to start thinking about like why we're focusing on appointment setting tonight is because you kind of have to change the way you're thinking about what it is that we're doing, right? So it's like, yeah, great, coach, but like how do I do it? Well, marketing. You have to market yourself. You have to market the company and building that brand and getting in front of people is the only way to do it, right? Marketing is your only job in the beginning. It's just to show people what we're doing. So think about it like this, right? We don't sell, we show. That's really what I want you guys to think about. Now, am I going to teach you to be good at sales? Yeah. Are you going to learn things that are going to make you good at sales? Absolutely. Are you going to learn sales techniques? 100%. But I really want your mentality to be, we just got to get in front of somebody. You put me in front of somebody, and then it's my job to show them some value. Put your trainer in front of somebody, let them show them value. And your job, especially if you're unlicensed, is sit back, smile, and nod and take notes. Learn the process. That's it, right? That's it. So marketing is your only job in the beginning, guys. And the strategy when we think about that is it's just your game plan to get in front of people, to get in front of prospective consumers, right? Prospective clients and turn them into consumers, right? People need what we have. They do. Right? And most people, I'm going to build this up. Most people fail in Primerica not from a lack of skill, right? There are a lot of very skilled people, a lot of very intelligent people in Primerica that come to this business, but where they struggle is they're afraid to ask for help, right? They're afraid to ask for help in marketing what they're doing and just getting in front of people, right? And we're going to walk through some like straight up appointment setting stuff here as we go through this. But really, this is what the way I need you to think about it. Hey, I just need some help getting some training. When can I show you more about what I'm doing? I need like 20, 30 minutes on a Zoom call, like today or tomorrow. That sounds very different, Kurt, when you think about it, than, hey, I'd love to sit down and sell you some life insurance, right? Because if that's how, if that were the approach, you'd get a whole lot of no thanks, I'm all set, I'm good, right? But if somebody approached you and said, hey Kurt, I'm working on some training. I've just stepped into a new position. I've got to get some field training in. I got to get some training. When do you think you and Jose could give me like 30, 40 minutes on a Zoom call? 20, 30 minutes on a Zoom call, however you want to think about it. And I'm comfortable saying like 30 minutes on a Zoom call because if we get through that 30 minutes and the client is sort of like Stonewall Jackson, right? They're not moving and they're not moving forward and it's pretty clear, then we're probably about done. In about 30 minutes, we're done. Now, if we're gonna like get through a quote and maybe even submit the application, hopefully, we're probably looking at like 45 minutes to an hour, right? But like the no kidding, like if they're done at like the training portion being complete, yeah, 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes. And so this is the point that I was making earlier, right? Ask for help for training, not just looking at life insurance, guys, because there's way more to Primerica than just life insurance. Way more. Life insurance is just a piece of it, and it's the one thing with our name on it. It's important. It's the foundation for a financial house, but it's not the only thing. And that's really what makes us so different than an average life insurance agent from another company, because we do so much more, right? So think about all of these different things that we have access to. Guys, you're part of a company that touches three separate trillion-dollar a year industries: life insurance, investments, mortgages. Those are huge money-making industries, right? Over $1 trillion a year, guaranteed. We serve clients, guys. We do debt elimination. That's the debt stacking. That's the planning on how we're going to help someone get out of debt. That's not debt consolidation. There's nothing that's going to hurt their credit. It's literally just a plan. Okay. So buy, term, and invest in debt stacking. Those are the two big things that we do. We talked about that on Tuesday. But client solutions are these little like side dishes. That's everything else we just kind of talked about, right? Answer Financial does all of our home, auto, renters, freaking jet ski, commercial insurance, you name it. Like they have a product for that. Vivint is the sort of like ADT, right? But better, like home security, smart home solutions, identity theft, and legal shield. But there's a lot, guys. There's a lot. There's way more than just life insurance. So please don't ever just ask someone to sit down and look at life insurance. All right. So think about it like this: because we focus on a hot market system, right? And hot market is really like friends, family, coworkers, people that know you, love you, care about you. So if we're focused on a hot market system, where are most of your referrals, especially in the beginning, where are they going to come from? Put in the Zoom chat. Where do you think? Is it going to come from some like random dude that you like Google search and find his phone number somehow? Probably not, right? Probably not. It's going to come from friends, family, somebody that knows you, loves you, is going to like be open to making a referral for you. How do you get that referral? Well, that's how you got to ask for the favor to get in front of them and show them what you're doing. Because the outcome of that appointment is either going to be, it's going to be one of two things, right? Traylin's my best friend. We've been friends for years, and I just want to sit down and show Traylin what we're doing. Ironically, right? Traylin already has Primerica life insurance and Primerica investments, right? Well, we're not moving forward at that point with her as a client because she's got kind of the best stuff out there. But then the outcome from that is going to be, hey, Traylon, listen, I'm so glad that you are already set up with our company. Whoever you knew a couple years ago, they did you right. They got you all set up. You see a ton of value in what Haley's going to be doing for people. Am I right? Awesome. So, I mean, you're already a client. You already know what's going on, how we help people. Who do you think you can put Haley in front of that should know this and should see this that maybe doesn't have all this stuff set up yet? Right? You gotta go ask for that referral, guys. In the back of your mind, you should always be thinking about, I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something, right? If Traylyn got set up a few years ago, well, maybe we need to look at her investments. Maybe her agent's not in the business anymore. Maybe we need to take her over and make her an active client with us, right? Maybe she hasn't looked at home and auto in a couple of years because she got a great deal back then and then just never looked again because that's what people do, right? That's what people do, guys. So that's where like we got to be thinking about, where are these referrals coming from? They ain't coming from random strangers. They're going to start, especially with people that know you, love you, care about you. That's family, friends, coworkers, people you go to church with, right? That's your like sphere of influence. That's what we're talking about. Okay. And so this is I stole this from an Art Williams video, right? This is your warm market, right? We want to stay up in this like red purple. We don't want to get down into that cold market, right? Your spouse is your most important person that we can ever get in front of, right? We should run that KT with your spouse. If you are maybe younger or single, well, we probably want to get in front of your parents, right? If you're a single person, your parents are probably one of the most important people to you, right? we're going to make that wedding list or that party list, that planning list, because somebody that you would bring to your wedding, that's an important person to you, right? So your best man, your groomsmen, your maid of honor, your bridesmaids, all the people that would be like up there in the wedding party, then the people that would be sitting in the pew, right? Those are the ones. Those are the ones, right? Best friends, spouses, friends, parents, coworkers, people you like played sports with, church league, softball, whatever, right? If you have kids and your kids are in sports, the parents that you commingle with in those situations. Guys, I can remember like my first couple of months in the business. Evan was playing football, like Pop Warner level football, uh, and he had just gone into high school playing football. And I was sitting in the stands and I struck up a conversation with one of the other dads. Guys, I closed a life insurance policy in the stands and I made like $1,000 sitting in the stands because I was afraid, I wasn't afraid to open my mouth and have a conversation, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. Don't forget that, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. So you want to stay in that warm market, hot market area. That's what we need to be looking at, guys. And this is a skills-based business. I promise you it's a skills-based business. So the more you skill up, right? That's why we say skills pay the bills. And the license is one thing. The license is just going to make you legal. This is the kind of stuff that's going to teach you how to like actively and effectively run your business. Okay. I'm not kidding when I say it's one of the most important skills that you can ever have. Why? Because if you can't get in front of somebody, it's really hard to close business. All right. It's really hard to close business. And so this is something that you have to master. This isn't something that you can kind of dabble in and be okay at. Like if you're going to learn and master and just completely master one thing, appointment setting is the one. Okay. That means if you made 10 phone calls, John, you should set 8 appointments because you get really good at overcoming objections in learning and mastering appointment setting. All right. So, what is an appointment, guys? It's a time, date, and a place where you're actually going to present something to either a couple if they're married or if they're in a serious relationship or an individual. One big thing I want you to remember, guys, is we don't like one-legged appointments. Okay, what does that mean? A one-legged appointment is when there are two financial decision makers and you're only sitting in front of one. Think about it for those of you that have spouses. What are the odds that you're moving forward with something like financial, like life insurance or an investment or something like that without your spouse there? For guys, for most people, the odds of that actually happening are fairly low, right? And if you end up doing it, the odds of it sticking around as good business are pretty low as well, right? Because then you get the other decision maker come home and right. Nicole, imagine you tell Joel like, yo, I got me life insurance, I got you life insurance, I got the kids life insurance. You're out there like Oprah, right? You get life insurance, you get life insurance. And Joel's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I got a guy, right? Now you got to call me back and we got to unravel and undo all that. We don't want that. Right? And we don't want that. So that's what I'm saying, guys. No one-legged appointment. So you have to stress that up front. All right. So when we're going through like appointment setting, follow this system, right? Follow the system. So yeah, John, you're right. They do. Or at least they should, right? Because communication is key. So look, here's the things that are not appointments, right? I want to get this out of the table because what I don't want you doing is like ambushing people. One right? Don't try to ambush somebody. Don't set somebody up or like, oh man, I can't wait to see you at the barbecue. Then you get to the barbecue and you're like, boom, Kurt, man, you got to check this out. Hey, come here, grab that chicken wing. Come here, sit down. Right? That's no. You can have a conversation, right? Right? Bring it up. Like, hey, what are you doing for work right now? Like, oh yeah, did you see like, yeah, I'm working on some financial services. I'm working on some life insurance licensing. Next step for me is investment licensing. Man, I'd really love to show you what we're doing. Right? That's how you open that door. And then now you say, hey, yeah, I mean, as far as us getting together, it's pretty simple, man. It's on Zoom. When's better for you? Like tomorrow or Saturday? And then you give a yes, yes, right? But look, this is not an appointment. And I think this is a big problem that a lot of people have is they have these, they go, oh yeah, coach, I set an appointment, right? My buddy told me he's going to stop by later this week and we're going to chat about it. Well, that's not a time or a date. I mean, if he's going to stop by, I guess the place is your house, but that's right? You're only one out of three. You need a time, a date, and a place, right? Time, a date, and place, guys. That's an appointment. Okay. So look, just a reminder, don't ambush people because you can have like personal and business relationships at the same time. But when you start like ambushing people and you start blurring those lines, that's when that gets weird. But you can have that. Trust me, right? I have a lot of clients were friends first. Okay. This is the like you guys all know this Eminem song, right? Do I need to play this? Or are you guys good? I'm gonna save some time. All right. All right. So if you're on the phone, the reason I threw that Eminem song in there is like you only get one shot, right? You get one shot to do it right. And that's why you need to kind of skill up ahead of time, right? Practice your script ahead of time because it's, man, you need to sound fluid with it, right? You need to sound like you've practiced and rehearsed. Now, like the best person to practice this with is your spouse, right? Or a parent or somebody. Basically somebody that if you ask for help, you know you're going to get a yes, right? So when we make your list, we're going to pull out of that list probably like your easy three, your easy five, right? Because we all have two, three, four, five people that if we called and asked for a favor, right, somebody's going to listen, right? Especially if you just say, hey, look, I just got to get some training in, right? It's on a Zoom. It's super simple. When can you give me like 30 minutes, like tomorrow or Saturday? Like if you were calling right now, right? When I say never try to set an appointment in person, that doesn't mean like if you're having a conversation, don't set an appointment. I'm saying like never try to like run an appointment while you're trying to set an appointment, right? Like don't, and that goes back to that whole like don't ambush people, right? And notice the phone that I say on the phone. It is very difficult to set an appointment over a text message. For those of you that have tried, let me guess, you like the conversation was going good, and then you asked about an appointment, and then you got crickets, and then they stopped responding. Am I right? Most likely, right? But if you were on the phone, you could be on and off the phone in about 2 minutes. Okay. So when we're setting appointments, we always want to make sure we're setting the right kind of appointment, right? So Kurt, if you're calling people from Lowe's and it was like a young 25-year-old dude with no kids and no wife, no spouse, no body, right? It's just him and his dog and a whole bunch of Monster and Red Bull in the house, right? It's just him, right? That person is likely going to be a recruit. Because for him, if we're trying to lead with the product, it's not going to land, right? Like a 25-year-old dude with no kids and no spouse doesn't really care a whole lot about life insurance. He might be interested in some investment stuff, but in reality, he's probably way more interested in making some extra money, getting some financial licensing, getting some education in money and finance, some credentialing, right? So you got to make sure you're talking to the right market. And so when we're talking about macho guys, married, right? Married can also be a significant other, a spouse. If y'all have kids together, y'all share bills, right? That's a significant other, right? Give them a point for that. Age, this is just sort of like the sweet spot. The sweetest area is really like 25 to 45 because that's where you can have the most like long-term impact. Anybody can be a client though, from 18 all the way to 70 on the life insurance side. If someone's 71 or older, then I cannot make them a new client for life insurance. Okay. Younger than 18, they go on a child rider. But a new policy for an individual, they have to be 18 to 70. But this is just a sweet spot. Children, whether they have kids, adult kids, grandchildren, grown children, doesn't matter. If there are kids involved of some kind, they get a point for that. Homeowner, ideally they own their home, but really, do they live in their own place, right? And then occupation, right? They got to have a job. Somebody's got to have a job. Some money has to be coming in from somewhere. Okay. So clients are 4 or 5 pointers. Recruits are 0 to 3, 0 to 3. Okay. These are the components of an appointment, guys. You pick up the phone, you have a little bit of small talk, right? Hey, Kurt, it's Noah. How you doing, man? Good, good, awesome. How's Jose? You guys are great, awesome. Hey, listen, the linker, right? Hey, listen, the reason I'm calling today is because I want to just show you what we're doing, show you what I'm doing. I left Lowe's a few months ago. I retired. I'm picking up some financial services stuff on the side and working on some licensing. I'd love to sit down and show you and Jose what I'm doing. So that way, if you can use it, great. And if not, that's okay too. So like as far as us getting together, man, it's on a Zoom. When would be better for you? Like tomorrow or Saturday? And then shut up. You got to give a yes, yes option and then wait for an answer, right? Let them pick. Guys, if you give somebody yes or yes, hell, 80% of the time they're going to pick one because we're just conditioned to choose, right? When we're given two choices, we're conditioned to pick one, A, B, right? So that's the psychology of the yes, yes option. Okay. So they pick one. Hey, Saturday, perfect. Do you want to do like afternoon or like evening? Right? I got football in the morning. Afternoon, perfect. I'm available at 2 or 3. What's better for you? 2? Listen, I'm just going to pencil you in at 2 o'clock. If something changes, just give me a call and we'll move it for you. But for now, right? If I don't hear from you, I'll see you and Jose at 2 o'clock, right? Do me a favor, throw this in your calendar because if you're anything like me, if it's not my calendar, it doesn't exist, right? Awesome, man. I'm going to shoot you a video to watch as well. That way you have something just it's super short, it's like 15 minutes. Just give you a really good idea about the way we help clients and what we do. I'll see you Saturday at 2 o'clock. Bye. Even with some explanation in there, guys, that was less than 3 minutes. I'm telling you, 2 minutes on and off the phone. That's your target, right? Because you keep it professional, it's succinct, you don't drag it, right? It's done. So that was like a demonstration of all of these things. Okay. So your small talk, be normal, guys, but keep it quick, right? You know the person that you're calling. They're your people. It would be really weird if I called them. One, they don't have my phone number. Two, right? It would be strange if I called and tried to set an appointment for you. Okay. The linker, hey, listen, I just started a new job. I just started a new position. I'm working on some financial training, some financial licensing, right? I got to get some training done the next week. You can put in whatever qualifier at the end if you want, right? Huge promotion, a big bonus. I'm chasing a trip or whatever, right? We're chasing an income milestone, right? It doesn't matter what you put in here. This is still the linker, no matter what. Okay. And if you're licensed, hey, if you're licensed, right? Instead of saying I need to get some training done, well, you can still say that, but you can still say, right? Hey, I just got my life insurance license. I'm working on some investment licensing now. I've still got to get some training in, right? Nicole, that was for you, right? You don't have to change it that much. It's still true. Because Nicole, you would agree, you probably still need some training, right? There you go. Like we all need training, guys. Right? We all need training. Right? I mean, John, you're not far off, right? Like the way we set the scripts are very, very similar, right? It's very similar to the way he built that, right? It's on purpose. It's duplicatable. Okay. This is the body of it, right? I'd love you could help me out for like 20, 30 minutes on a Zoom. Just take a look at what I'll be doing. That way, if you and your spouse can use it, great. And if not, it would still really help me out. You might know somebody looking, right? So listen, as far as getting together, what's better for you, right? Well, you and Jose, you and Joel, whatever, change it for who you're talking to. But it's a yes, yes, right? Because think about it, guys. If we were having a conversation and I said, "Hey, so I mean, as far as us getting together, what's your schedule look like this week?" What do you instantly think? I don't know. Let me go look at my schedule, right? And I've just brought a objection into the conversation when there didn't need to be one. So I don't ask questions that I don't want answers to. And I also usually don't ask questions that I don't know the answers to, right? If I want a no answer, I ask a no question. If I want a yes answer, I ask a yes question. Okay. So down here, look, be assumptive. Give a choice. Friday, Saturday, today or tomorrow or the next day, right? If you want to work it to where it's the script really doesn't ever change, just say tomorrow or the next day. If you've got nothing on your calendar, don't be afraid to say today, right? Hey, Kurt, listen, I normally book for like tomorrow or the next day, but I've actually got some free time this afternoon, like 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Would either of those work for you and Jose? Just find out. You don't know, right? It might like Thursday might be like bowling night, but the league got canceled because the lanes are getting waxed. I don't know. And neither do you, but you'll never find out if you don't ask, right? You'll never know. Traylin's chuckling over there because she's got like a Cajun crawfish bowling league that she don't want to tell nobody about, right? I know. I know. But look, you guys are setting the appointment. That means you need to have your trainer's calendar up or your own calendar up if you're at that point yet and you're ready. You're not sending it off. You're not hoping that they book. right? You're making the assumptive close, just like anything else, right? And you book the appointment, okay? But you're looking at that calendar and then you're giving choices based on what's available. And if you're looking at your trainer's calendar and what the client tells you isn't available on your trainer's calendar, shoot a message out in Telegram. You can still pencil them in, right? If that's the time that works for them, just pencil them in and just say, hey, listen, I'll get back to you with the Zoom link. Just write it down and then go to Telegram, guys, and ask who's available. One of us will pick it up, right? And if the other person's not available, we'll figure that out on the back end. All right. So here's that post close, right? And I've got a like a flow chart with all of this, so don't freak out, right? I know Kurt's over there trying to write every single word. Just it's okay. We got this, right? Hey, perfect. Listen, like if you're anything like me, do you keep a calendar? Awesome. Because if you're anything like me, if it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist. Am I right? You're still getting those tie downs, right? You're still getting those yes responses. Hey, so do me a favor, put that in your calendar. Now, listen, you wouldn't make me look bad and reschedule, right? My regional vice president's actually going to run this appointment for me because I'm still in training, right? Hey, listen, you wouldn't make me look bad in front of my trainer and just like ghost me on Saturday, would you? Guys, you like put some pressure out there because if it's your people, right, you can do that, but that actually really works because now it's like emotional, right? And you're getting a commitment from them because if you ask somebody, right, like, hey man, like you wouldn't like blow me off and make me look bad, would you? Like this is important. And you make it emotional, you make that emotional tie and that connection. Now they know, oh crap, I already told them I wouldn't do that, right? And they're gonna put it in their calendar. Okay. So here, I promised you a picture, right? I promised you the flow chart. So here it is, right? Here it is. And I will take a screenshot of this like right now and I'll throw it out there because it's going to be faster than finding it in my like picture like menagerie, right? So I will get this out there right now so that I can get it to you guys because the last thing I will want to do is like forget. So boom, it should be out there. Did you guys see that? Did it come in Telegram? Yes. Sweet. All right, it's out there. Right. So save that, use that, right? Blow it up, put it on your wall, do whatever you need to do, put it on your phone, right? Turn it sideways on your phone, and then when you're on phone, right? Throw an AirPod in, and then you can have it up on your phone, right? Do it at your computer. I don't care where you do it. The key is you got to do it. Right? The key is you got to do it, guys. Next. Come on. Come on. I'm skipping the videos, right? I'm skipping the videos. Anybody ever seen this movie? Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross? Great movie. Great movie. It's all about they're like car salesmen, but it's it's good, right? So we're gonna get into some like overcoming objections. How many of you guys have tried to set an appointment and then gotten an objection? Like, do me a favor, put it in the Zoom chat. Like, what was a common objection that you got? What was a common objection? Can you be a little more specific, guys? Like time, no money. Okay, spouse not there. Talk to spouse. That's a good one, right? Okay, so talk to spouse. Money, yeah. I mean, money. Listen, I can't change money, right? Money is less of an objection. It's more of a condition. And let me explain those. Let me explain the nuanced difference, right? The the condition is something that you can't change, right? Like, man, I would really go love to run a marathon, but I have no legs and I can't use my arms to push my wheelchair, right? That's a condition. Like straight up, that's a condition. You cannot change that, right? An objection is, man, I don't want to go run. I just don't feel like it. That that's an objection, right? I'm objecting to what we're talking about. So a firm answer close is the way that we kind of get on the same side of the fence as someone that's giving us an objection, and then we're going to use something called just generally. Okay. So a firm answer close. So let's use something along the lines of the I need to talk to my spouse, because that's probably one of the most common ones if you're talking to somebody and trying to set an appointment, right? So, hey, I need to talk to my spouse. We're going to affirm, answer, close. Let's see. Traylon, can we talk? Can we role play really quick? All right, I'm going to add the spotlight and
Absolutely.
sweet. Okay, so just kind of listen to the verbiage, guys, right? So we're going to be going through the appointment setting hierarchy, and then we're going to get to the point where I'm asking about, so as far as us getting together, right? Traylon, as far as us getting together, when's better? Like tomorrow or Saturday?
Tomorrow's good.
Okay, tomorrow's good. Listen, what time do you want to do? You want to do like morning or afternoon?
Afternoon would be best.
Awesome. I've got two or three that I can kind of lock in for you right now. What's better?
Two works best.
Okay, listen, I'm going to pencil you in for three, right? A whole thing. Now, give me an objection, right? See, she was supposed to give me an objection, and I'm so good, she didn't even give me an objection. Because when you give
Well, I
yes,
told you
yes,
two and you said
pe-
three,
people
but
choose,
that
right?
must be a central East Coast time zone issue.
Well, yeah, it's two for you, three for me.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so
Figured.
same thing, right? So listen, as far as it's getting together, when's better, like today or tomorrow, but you have a spouse and you need to talk to them.
Schedule's kind of crazy. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my spouse and see what's going on with him.
Hey, perfect. Listen, I totally understand that. Whenever I'm making a decision, right, I usually check with Melissa too. That's a firm, right? We're on the same side of the fence. Now she knows that I know where she's at, right? But then answer closed. But hey, but Traylon, right? Like just generally, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Right? There's a yes, right? You probably know his schedule either as well or better than he does. Am I right?
Correct.
There's another yes within 30 seconds, right? So listen, like just generally on a week that's normal and not crazy, when would be better for you guys? Like weekdays or weekends?
I would have to say weekends.
Weekends? Awesome. Me too, right? Like Saturday or Sunday?
Probably Sunday.
Sunday? Listen, I mean, me and God on Sunday, but like I can kind of squeeze you in the afternoon or like towards the evening. I can open a spot for you. Like what would be better for you guys on Sunday? Like three, four, five?
I was gonna say sometime after church, but yeah, three, four is good. Something like
Okay, well, yeah,
that.
let's just shoot for that for right now. I'll pencil you in for 3 o'clock on Sunday, right? Three your time, four my time, don't worry, right? Three your time. And if something changes, then we'll change it. But if I don't hear from you, I'll see you on Sunday at 3 o'clock your time. Sound good?
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, you'll get a Zoom link. We'll do it over Zoom. It'll take like 30 minutes. It'll be very, very easy. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Off the phone, right? So guys, thank you, Trillin. I appreciate you. All
You're
right, so that
welcome.
was a firm answer close and just generally all at once. Okay. Just generally, guys, is a huge tool because it just kind of takes away the pressure of feeling like it's specific for right then. Okay. So look, I need to talk to my spouse. I'm too busy. What company is it? Right? What are you doing? What is it? These are all the common things. And that's where we get into just generally. But you have to have like your list of objections that you can overcome, right? And you need to have practiced those out loud. Whether it's just you in the mirror, whether it's you talking to your cat, whether it's you talking to your spouse, I don't care how you do it, but you got to practice them, right? You got to practice them. And I don't think Angela's on right now. Haley, do you have the PDF that has all of the objections in it? Or Matt, do you have that? If not, I can go find it. But guys, we've got a list that has all of that stuff in it. And I'm going to bring up Teachable here in a minute as well, because if you haven't made your way through Teachable, you really should, right? You really should. And so, look, these are the easiest apps for promotions, right? Like if you haven't looked at your own yet, we should, because even if you don't become a client, you should still look at it because you kind of need to know one, what the appointment setting or what the appointment process is going to look like. You need to know like everything that kind of goes into it. You don't have to be a client to be an agent, but it kind of makes sense, right? But it kind of makes sense. Your spouse, your partner, your kids, parents, right? Cross parents, uh, adult children, right? Anyone that you have an insurable interest. Those are the easiest appointments for and easiest like life applications for promotion. Okay. The I'm gonna skip this piece, right? I mean, I can bring it back up. If like if you guys are interested, right? If you guys are like competitive like me, then we can throw out some appointment setting contest type stuff. And if you've already got if you've already got a ticket to ECBS, right? Instead of that, we'll make it like 25 bucks, right? 10 client appointments, 75, 20 is 250. Okay. Now, for those to work, for those to pay out, like they both have to be there. The appointments have to happen, right? You can't just put 20 appointments on a calendar and then nothing shows up. Does that make sense? Right? Because that really wouldn't be fair. But if you're competitive, then we can talk about that. If you want a shot at that, or you want to like get some more like in-depth training on this and actually like chase after one of these, text your trainer right now and say, "Hey, I would love to take a shot at this." Right? Because at the end of the day, guys, it's just going to make you better. You're going to get to see more reps, right? It's kind of like exercise. You get reps and sets. You get reps and sets. You got to try it. You got to see it, right? You got to see it. And so let me drop off of this really, really fast. Let me stop the screen share. What questions are out there that I didn't address tonight? I've got about 7 minutes. I have a 9 o'clock appointment. Uh, if you're ever trying to book with me, guys, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I always keep a 9 to 10 p.m. slot open because I have clients on the West Coast as well. So I always keep something later for them. I mean, I prefer not to, but we got to do what we got to do. I'm going to go back to the chat really quick and just kind of like work through these. Megan, you said yours is because you're not licensed yet and people are guessing if it's real. The best thing that if so like if that's an objection that somebody has given to you before, you can say, "Hey, listen, right, I totally understand you could like why you might be skeptical. Affirm. Do me a favor. Would you just sit on an appointment and listen for like 20 or 30 minutes and then you can decide for yourself? Would that be fair? What do you think somebody would say? If you ask that question, what do you think they'd say? I mean, Megan, that was for you if you're still here, right? But for any of you guys, right? Like if somebody gave you that objection and you asked that question, right? Like, hey, listen, I totally understand why you might be skeptical. That's totally reasonable. Would you be open to just sitting down for like 20 or 30 minutes and listening to what we do, and then you can decide for yourself? Hey, perfect. So, I mean, as far as us getting together, when's better, like tomorrow or the next day? Yes, yes. They just said they're open to it. Now you got to lock them in, right? Now you got to lock them in. And so, like, that's the way we do that, guys. And then look, let them decide for themselves. Let them decide for themselves. But I promise you, like, you get them to sit down on an appointment and we show them that we do life insurance, investments, mortgages, right? We're a publicly traded company. Like, does anybody look at what Primerica's stock price was today? It was like 267 the other day. Let's just see. Let's just
It was
see.
like 273
Heck yeah.
when I looked at it.
272.99.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Yeah.
guys, check this out. Here's Primerica's stock, right? And I'm going to show you how to read a ticker here really quick, right? Because I got about 5 minutes. Let's learn something else, right? So if you're ever looking up a stock, right, and you want to know some stuff about it, right? The open, the high, and the low, right? So the open and the high, that's all in one day, right? So today we opened at 274. The high intra trading day was at 275.51. The low was 271.81, right? Because the market's up, the market's down. Okay. Market cap is the market capitalization, right? So that's the share price right now multiplied by the number of outstanding shares. Okay. So Primerica's market capitalization, market cap, is $8.57 billion. So 273 a share times the number of outstanding shares, right? So you could also back your way into how many shares are out there right now. Divide 8.57 billion by 272.99. You'll figure out how many shares are out there, right? Okay. Price to earnings or price to equity ratio, the 52-week high right now on our stock was 288. The low was 230. So we're sitting pretty close to our 52-week high right now. Okay. There was a point in a different 52-week high period or 52-week period where we were actually over $300 a share and the company was worth over 10 billion. For a brief moment, we were in what we call large cap territory, right? So large capitalization, right? So mid cap, mid to small cap, right? And then anything above 10 billion is considered large cap territory. So it's coming. It's coming. We pay a dividend, right? Our stock pays a dividend, meaning if you own a stock, right? Quarterly, 1.76% times the share price is what you will earn per share of stock that you own. Okay. So that's just some stuff that's out there. You can see some different things out here right now, right? So 8% year over year revenue, that means our revenue this year versus last year is up 8%. That's good, right? You want revenue to be up. EPS beat means we beat our earnings per share expectation, right? The stockholders and the board, we were expecting the earnings per share to be lower, and we actually beat the forecast by 8%, right? That's a strong stock, right? That's a strong buy if you're looking at stocks, okay? So just ways to kind of look at things and read them, right? But if you're ever kind of just trying to figure out like what does this mean, especially, it's like how big is the company? Okay. So yeah, that's huge, right? That's huge. Like if you showed someone the share price of Primerica, right? Especially if they're trying to tell you it's a scam or it's not a great company or whatever, like, well, we've been publicly traded for over 16 years and we're worth somewhere around $9 billion. You can't tell me it's a scam. Guys, we pay over $5 million a day in death claims. A day. Think about that. A day. We have over 150,000 licensed agents. We have over 3 million investment clients. We're sitting on close to $135 billion in client money, in assets under management. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and we provide a lot of value to middle America clients, guys. All right. Good, Nicole, right? You're learning something new every day, right? For those that were not in an SIE course, right? So that first investment license, you just learned something. You just learned something. Yeah, Megan, listen, I would challenge you to call some of those people that or right, call, right? Actually call some of those people that were kind of, concerned that it was a scam and use that verbiage. Use that verbiage, guys. All right. Listen, it's 9 o'clock. I challenge you guys to go set some appointments, right? If you're competitive and you want to take a shot at this, go set some appointments. Talk to your trainer, call your trainer. Let's just see what happens, right? I am not available Saturday like at all. We have football all day, then we have prom. There's gonna be a party at my house. It's gonna be a freaking like disaster area over here. I will probably open up some space in the evening on Sunday, especially leading into Sunday skills. So if you need me, I am going to make myself available probably between like 4 and 8 on Sunday, but I am not available on Saturday. Okay. Haley's available, Matt's available, Angela's going to be probably available, Trey Lynn might be available, right? It just, it just whatever you need, right? But I will not be available on Saturday. I am tomorrow. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Right. I'll talk to you soon. If you need something, right, text me, put it in Telegram if you need help because everybody will come to your aid, right? But I gotta go. I got another appointment. Let's go set some appointments and let's go chase some big goals. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.